Jujuba here. Welcome back. Now we're jumping into some more Total War Attila action. This time I am bringing the AKSUM, and my teammate here is bringing the LAKHMIDS. So we've got an all sand Empire of Sand alliance here up against the Jutes and the Eastern Roman Empire. Now I brought. You might be looking at my army and you're like, man, you got enough Spice Guard there, bruh? Or Spice Warriors. So I've got a nice mix, a tasty mix of Spice Warriors and Spice Guard. So we're all kind of intertwined at this point. So let's just have a look at the enemy's armies and compositions before we jump into my own. We've got Eastern Auxilia Palatina up the front, 4 of them. Pretty good spear units. Eastern Armored Legio backing them up, and we've got 4 of these Armored Sagittarii. He's got an Equites Sagittarii and also 2 of them, sorry, on each flank. Equites Promoti, 3 of them, and a Magister Militum, very tanky general unit there. His teammate has brought along Spaghettis. Wow, this is pretty. So he's got 4 of these Nordic pikemen. My bad. He's got 4 of these Nordic Spearmasters. And it looks like 4 of these chosen warriors. He's got 4 Nordic bows and a Viking captain and 3 of these Nordic horse lords. Now, we do have the cavalry advantage here with our. I think I brought so I brought a couple of these camel warriors. 4 of them actually, in fact, and one of these desert warlords. Very very important unit. And my teammate has brought a desert chieftain, Wadai. He's brought a very bizarre mix. So he's brought an Al-Shaba, 2 camel warriors, and a Kushite managed shuttle. So it looks like he's probably just trying out a couple of these different units from the Sands of the Empire of Sands DLC. I'd assume that's what he's doing. At this point, I was like, man, we need to get up this hill. We need to take advantage of our high charge bonus and just get up here and try and take the high ground. Because we could have engaged up here, but it's just absolutely insane. He's got pikes. He's got the skirmishing advantage. It's just not a good idea. If we engage him frontally, we're going to get ripped apart. So I start off by moving my cav up just to claim this area. He is posing us the threat. He has got the higher ground. So if he has to charge, then you better believe I'm going to run away with my cavalry. So these are armored camel warriors. They are very heavy melee cavalry. Being camels means they have extra mass. And this is going to be... They don't have insanely high charge bonus, but the fact that they are very heavy melee cav and the fact that they are camels means that they can absolutely bowl over anything. Huge mass. Absolutely huge mass on these guys. So if I can get them on a downhill charge against enemy infantry, man, the infantry does not stand a chance. So at this point, I actually didn't mean to do this, but I've got a couple of these Adana trackers, and I was hoping to pull down these Equites Sagittarii. So I'm actually going to release the hounds at this point. I don't know how it happened, but oh, there we go. And they're off. Lots of these really cool looking units chasing after these Equites Sagittarii, which is probably the right unit to target actually. And these Adani tracker, they have light warhounds, but they also have bows, the Adana trackers. So I'm going to put them onto flaming shot and take some pot shots at these units. So I don't actually think that he realized what I was doing, because he doesn't actually pull away with his units. And these warhounds are invisible if you zoom out to a certain length. You can see there. So yeah, getting into them, and we're going to absolutely rip these guys apart. Wow. A couple of my hounds just fell over there. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was weird. So anyway, they're going to chew these guys to death. Just taking bites out of them. That looks really cool. Anyway, it's about time that I introduce our armies, because we're a little bit split up at this point. So I have brought the AKSUM. I've got a couple of these tall warriors up the front, 3 of them. I've got Spice Warriors for days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I've also got a couple of the Spice Guard. Now these guys are very expensive. 900 talons, medium axe infantry. They couple that double-handed axe, so excellent armor-piercing damage. They do have a missile weapon. That's going to come in very, very handy in this battle. So we have formed up. We are trying to move up a little bit more. You can see here we are actually like doing quite a bit of damage to these Equites Sagittarii with my warhounds. So doing quite a good job there. Let's just take a look at my teammates. So we've already had a look at his cavalry contingent. He's got a couple of these desert bowmen and a desert hurler there. Noble Arrain. They are mace wielding units, I believe. Yep, look at them go. So excellent armor piercing damage. He's got a pretty bizarre mix here. He's got Sanai and 2 Kushite mounted Shodolai. Looks like 4 of these desert spears over here. 2 desert spears and 2 desert levy. So a pretty strong core there in terms of swords. It looks like we are going to get some even ground to fight on. I move my Adana trackers up, put them onto, and release some more hounds actually on this Equites Sagittarii. And we are now on flaming shots. So we're getting some very good shots into these Equites Sagittarii. I do still have some dogs chewing at these guys, these Equites Promoti. You can see the carnage that they actually... Fuck me, look at this. They actually did quite a good job there. Wow, I'm actually impressed. I'm very impressed with these Adana trackers, actually. So at some point I'm going to have to pull them back because I do see them getting ready for a charge. I'm going to move my units even further up the hill. His Equites Sagittarii are still getting chewed to death by my warhounds. The Adana trackers are not too cheap, so they have... Actually, they do manage to rout this Equites there. I don't know what happened to the other one, but... Yeah, fuck. They did a really good job. They actually managed to kind of rout 2 of those units, so... Now I am shooting into the enemy Magister Militum, just doing some damage where I can. I am going to get some uphill charges into the enemy cavalry. But I am going to follow up with my Spice Warriors here. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze to get our units up here and into battle. But you're going to see some pretty good combat. He's going to charge down into the back of his own men. Some of them reaching down... Whoa! Some of them reaching down to my Spice Warriors there. So pretty brutal charge there. My Armored Camel Warriors have lots of health, so they're going to last a long time in these kind of engagements. And my Spice Warriors... going to do quite well in this kind of engagement. Let's just check out there. So 58 melee attack, 50 melee damage, so very high attack units. I am firing into this little engagement here with a lot of my units. My teammate manages to get into these skirmishes here with his Kushite mounted Shodolai. Very good job there. At this point, he is sending some more horse units in. My Adana trackers are just taking shots at any units that kind of come out of combat just to finish them off. The general's unit is actually getting ganged up on with my Camel Warriors and my Spice Warriors, so he's not in a very good place as Magister Militum. He's a very tanky unit, but if he does pull away, he's going to take quite a few losses. We are firing over this little engagement into these into a lot of these Eastern Armies, Legio and these Eastern Auxilia Palatina. This other player has, I don't know, he's just fallen asleep. So thankfully, we don't really have to deal with him at this point. We can just focus on these other units. We are getting some very good flank shots into these units. It is into their shielded flanks, so not so good. We are pulling around with these Tor warriors. I want to get these Tor warriors into some cavalry, so I think I form up and plow headlong into these Equites Promoti, just to finish off this fight a little bit quicker. These guys look intense. They look so cool. They got really bizarre like spears. So they're just going to disappear into this little foray, kind of do their part. All the while, we are getting some very good shots off with my Adana trackers into these fucking horse units. Getting some good shots there, getting some good kills. They are up to 48 kills in this one and 81 kills there. So more than paying for themselves on some pretty expensive units. Our opponent here is firing into this little block. Not very helpfully. He's probably actually killed his own general here. Because the Magister Militum, the Roman general has died just recently. Now, the Adana trackers have had an absolute field day. They can go unopposed just firing into these Nordic horse loads. I know I keep referring to it, but it's very important. I do have my main line here, just getting ready for whatever this contingent brings up here. So at this point, we've got him surrounded up here for the most part. We do have most of his units locked down. I decide that I'm just gonna go on slalom with this camel unit. So you know what I was talking about? Whoa! You know what I was talking about before with units, these camel warriors being extremely heavy. Man, I'm gonna use that to my advantage here. Just charging downhill all throughout all of these units. Holy fuck! So I plow through 3 or 4 units on my way down, just doing a bit of a slalom. You're gonna see Juju Bear on an absolute wreck here. Destroying 3 or 4 different units on my way down this hill. I do finally get caught up on 2 of these Nordic Spear, this Nordic Spear Warrior and this Chosen Warrior, but not before I've absolutely destroyed like maybe 3 or 4 different units. I try to pull out, but this unit has just wasted itself. Not before it gets 443 kills. Come on, man, that was absolutely intense. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, every time I watch that, I get it hard on. Come on, guys. So I'm going to push my my main sword line in, get into the flank of these pikes. I've pulled my other armored camel warrior down here, got a downhill charge into these Nordic horse lords. My teammate is supporting really well with a couple of these spears. Very good choice sending them into these cavalry units. So I'm going to get into the back of these pikes and wreak a bit of havoc. Now, I don't really have any way of dealing with these pikes at this point, so I'm going to have to turn around a lot of my Adani tracker and Spice Guard and start taking some shots at these pikes. They are going to fall, but it's going to take me quite a long time to deal with them. My camel warriors, they went on that YOLO charge. That YOLO slalom charge just got destroyed down the bottom there, so I'm just going to face off. I'm definitely not going to charge straight into these pikes. I'm just going to hold back and take some shots, whittle them down if I can. My Spice Warriors are ganging up on his Chosen Warriors, doing a really great job there of just taking them out. I do have these Armored Camel Warriors looking for an opportunity like this kind of thing. I do not want to charge into these pikes once again. He is flanking around with his Chosen Warriors. I do get a downhill charge into these unbraced Nordic Spearmasters, absolutely wrecking a couple of those. Yep. And continuing on through into these Nordic bows. I know a lot of people would call this pulling through, but it's the weight of these units just carries them through anyway. It doesn't matter. They're just that heavy that they're going to pull through no matter what I do. Like, it's not really up to me. So we're going to get a charge from these Chosen Warriors. Wow, he just got absolutely axed. My Tall Warriors take the brunt of it, and my Spice Warriors are going to get into him. Following up. All the while, my Spice Guard up here are going to get a very good downhill charge with their double-handed axes. So they're going to absolutely rip apart a couple of these units. Very beautiful stuff there. They're extremely dark units, so you can't really see a whole lot that's going on there. So at this point, we've forced our opponent to fight uphill, and we've taken all the downhill charges from them. I am getting into his skirmishes with my Armored Camel Warriors. And we got another Armored Camel Warrior following up. So at this point, it's just kind of finishing off a couple of these units. My Adani trackers are still getting shots into units that run away. I'm getting some pretty good downhill charges on these Nordic bows here. The enemy general unit, Viking Captain, is coming up against my Spice Warriors. Again, he gets an uphill charge into the back of his own Viking Captain, so not really being useful there. I am targeting this last Nordic pikeman with my units. They are wavering, so I am in flaming shot with my Adani trackers, being absolutely fucking instrumental in this game. Really good job from those Adani trackers. 87 kills there in 53. Whoa, those Spice Guard getting a very good volley into the back of these pikemen here. We're getting a downhill charge into these pikemen. Probably not going to go so well because they do have their pikes down, so I'm going to pull back from that engagement. And at this point, we're just going to surround and destroy this big old swab of units. Cool, going to send my Spice Warriors in to fight with this Viking Captain. Man, this is beautiful. Total War at its finest, at its bloodiest. Holy fuck. Let's see if we can catch a couple of beheadings here. Wow, that's brutal. Yeah, brutal. There we go. Oh, it's sick. Yep, and the flaming arrows are real. Man, we're just pouring it on these guys, these Nordic horse lords. I'm pretty sure that's my Adani trackers and my spice guard there. Sending some flaming arrow death upon these Nordic horse lords. And you can see it was a close victory. Very good game from our opponents there. Wow, my armored camel warriors racking up a lot of kills. The one that went on that slalom YOLO charge down here got 443 kills, so really great job from that unit there. My teammate doing a really great job with his Wadai. Not being heaps instrumental in his kills there, but doing a great job at holding up the enemy. Our opponent's not really using their units to their best potential there, so probably an easy game for us. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and this is Jude, your bear, signing out.